are back. Welcome back to the Nick Hall Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Nick Hall, joined as always by
Josh Griffey.
What a week! Yeah.
You're so shaken.
Yeah. At Coach Kent Murphy on all social medias. Don't follow that fake shit. CoachKentMurphy.com if you want to get all of your merchandise needs handled. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. And if you're listening right now on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate and review. That helps us out a bunch. Spotify, same thing. Anywhere you're listening, click that thumbs up. Tell us how much you hate us. Whatever you want to do.
Nick Hall Comedy.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Get over there. We still got good stuff.
Christmas is right around the corner. If you want me to, trash your friends with a cuss-filled tirade, get on Cameo, Coach Kent Murphy, and I'll do it right. Bring the spirit of Christmas. I'll tell your friends to go fuck themselves and that they bunt.
Also, as fantasy football's ending, that's another great opportunity to
absolutely
embarrass your friends and family.
Yep. So let's get down to business. Had an unfortunate accident filming a TikTok today.
Unbelievable.
I'm a little shook still.
Yeah, you kids, you got to be careful with TikTok. It's so dangerous.
Yeah. We didn't post the video because no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're not trying to be Pro Bowl coaches. Let's put it that way.
So maybe one day I'll tell you the story. Right now I'm too shook. Too shook.
All right, well, let's start it off with a fun topic. We'll get riled up right away. Huge backlash this week. Michael Vick was named Pro Bowl coach.
Sure.
People came out and were pissed about this, right?
Yeah, irrationally, I get it.
You're down with Michael Vick still being like a spokesman and a figurehead for the NFL.
Sure. Yeah.
Why?
Because he paid his dues to society.
I understand that.
He's donated a bunch of his time and money to supporting the cause on the other side. He's righted his wrong.
Sure.
He paid.
Did he though?
He did. He made a mistake. Yeah, it was a big mistake, but he went through the process. He got what was coming to him. I respect a guy that can come out and bounce back from that and right his wrong. He doesn't need to be roasted for the rest of his life. He paid his dues.
I think he does. He'll deservedly be roasted and disliked by a lot of people for the rest of his life.
Sure.
This is where I told you the funny thing I think about this. If Michael Vick had killed someone, I think people would care less than what he did.
Right.
If it came out, Ray Lewis is still, around the NFL. He's an actual murderer.
Yeah.
Right? No one cares
two
that
times
much.
Undefeated against the law. Undefeated.
Yeah. It's he should just get Super Bowl replica rings for the crimes he dodged. But that's what I think every human being can put themselves in the headspace where you're like, yeah, I know grown adults that I wouldn't mind if they got murdered by someone. Or I know someone that, I've thought of murdering. Fine.
Right.
It's the dogs thing. There are just crimes to me that are uncomebackable, right? If you're an abuser of dogs, and this is the other thing, if it was cats, if you found out Michael Vick had a pyramid of 1,000 dead cats.
I'd create a medal just to give him myself if it were cats.
Yeah, I mean, if that was a Facebook news article, I would just keep scrolling right past.
I fucking hate cats. My buddy calls them snakes with fur. I fucking hate cats.
Yeah, couldn't care less if he was a cat murderer. Dogs, though. Dogs are kind of the one thing, right, in this universe where everything you have to have a hot take and everyone who's not with you is your enemy. Dogs unite us all. There are even people that hate babies. There's almost no one who hates a dog. It's impossible.
Well, I have two problems with the outrage.
Okay.
Like I said, the first look, to preface this, I love dogs more than anyone.
More than all humans.
I have a dog. I love it, and what he did was deplorable. Sure, no excuse for it.
Sure,
not defending that, but to the point, he paid his dues. He went through the system, the court system, did his time in prison. He's turned it around, and he's helping that cause now instead of hurting it.
Right.
He's donated his time and money to it. I can respect that. A guy that is willing to go and right his wrongs, pay his dues to society. I get that. The other point that bothers me about this outrage is that people don't have anything better to do than sit around and sign petitions on who can coach a fucking Pro Bowl game.
A game
that nobody's gonna none of those people are gonna fucking watch that game anyway.
No, everyone who's anti-Michael Vick coaching the Pro Bowl has probably barely even watched a football game.
Yeah.
Right? This is more of a we're mad about some. I give you that. Right? I don't think the outrage is genuine on a football level.
But it's also football. Like, listen, I'd probably have a problem if, like, the Humane Society came out and, like, Mike Vick's the president. I'd be like, probably not a good job for him.
See,
probably not a good place to put him.
I'm going the
But
opposite.
It's a Pro Bowl coach. Who gives a fuck?
Well, this is why I don't understand why Michael Vick's putting himself out there, right?
Yeah.
If Michael Vick wanted to do the right move, he should be coaching the Puppy Bowl. that would be the move.
Then I could at least understand the outrage.
Imagine watching the Puppy Bowl and they just keep cutting to Michael Vick standing over them. And then it gives it this extra fun, like, when is he going to snap?
Right.
When does this Puppy Bowl take the turn? I think it's weird for me, right? Like, I'm with you. He paid his debt.
Yeah.
He was, found guilty. He did everything that was required of him. And sure, he might have grown and become a better person.
Right.
Fine. I think one of the things that's happened with this story is that people, as it's gotten further away, they kind of imagine, oh, well, Michael Vick, like, went to some dog fights.
Right.
Maybe was gambling. He ran a compound, training, setting it up.
I understand. It's deplorable.
Piles of dead dogs.
I understand.
So this is what I mean. I don't like the softening of what his actual crime was.
Right.
And I hate when people do that. Well, he's not like a real like he murdered something that's better than humans.
It still counts. Yeah.
Right? Like if he
counts.
killed adult humans, I would care less. That's a true fact for me.
Sure.
So to me, it's just one of those. There are just crimes that I think are hard to come back from, right?
Right.
Like if I found out that some guy was a diddler, and you're like, well, now he's the crossing guard at school, and he buys crayons for the kindergarten, I'd be like, maybe just take a step back.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't.
Well,
how much can you really be helping the cause after you're this But that's the thing. I think people just forget how bad it was.
I understand, but that's kind of like the paradox of the prison system.
Yeah.
Is that, and I'm not comparing other crimes to his crime, but it's
diddling's way worse, by the way. I'm not saying they're equivalent.
No, but it's put in place to rehab people.
Right.
But when those people get out, they have no chance in society.
No.
Because there's that stigma like, oh, he's still a bad person. Like, no, we put him through that's what it's there for. It's
you're not wrong.
Yeah. And so that's why these guys get out of prison and they go back to fucking crime because they can't get another shot in society.
Because you can't live anywhere.
Yeah,
you
because
can't vote,
nobody believes that anybody can fucking change, and people can. And I think I'm not I said I'm not defending his crime, but he's paid his dues and he's made it a lot further than most people have that get out of that system.
Well, I think this is
so. I think there's
part.
something to be said for that, and I think you should get off the guy's fucking case and let him carry on with his life.
Right, and I agree. I'm with you on a philosophical level, right?
Right.
Because to me, it's if prison is just you do something it feels like we should have a system where it's throw out all of the nonviolent crimes.
Sure.
Right, and unless it's something you should just be buried in a grave for, right? If you commit you're a rapist or a child rapist, right? Well, we'll just put you in the ground back there. So we'll have a field and not a prison, right?
Sure.
There's just no hope for you.
On board, yeah.
Yeah, if you're a serial killer, I killed 51. Well, we'll keep you around in case Mindhunter wants a research subject. No, you just
I need some good sound bites for some documentaries. Right. I get that.
Because this is the hard part, because I agree with you on a philosophical level, but I'm also I find it hard to believe that people fully change all the way. The fact that you could do something that nefarious for that long, it's it just feels like there's something in you. So a guy like me, who on a philosophical level, I'm the prison system's kind of a scam the way we do it.
Sure.
Also, I have that lingering, it's just a grossness, right? If I met that guy, I wouldn't be wow, I met Michael Vick, the former quarterback. I'd be oh, look at that fucking dog murder.
I think it's actually...
it's not fair. It's not fair. It's hurt feelings.
It's the guy he's faced the music for what he did.
Sure.
And he did it. So, why are we making him face that again?
Well, here's the question, right? So no one's saying he should, still be in jail or can't make a living, but do you have to make him, a poster child for this event? And the NFL tries to skew very family-friendly.
Sure.
So it's he can work. He's on Cowherd all the time.
Yeah.
Do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to put him out there as hey, do a meet and greet with
this.
But
guy, if you're not going to let this guy take advantage of opportunities,
well, that's true.
in his life, then you might as well just let him rot in prison the rest of his life. No, but I'm serious.
No, you're not
what's the
wrong.
point of letting him out if
he
he can't have another chance in society? Then why ever release him anyway? You know what I mean?
Because I was thinking, we talked about this before too. We watch a lot of documentaries. I like to spend a lot of time just getting weird with documentaries. And everyone I watch on prison, the older I get, that becomes the scariest fucking topic in the world.
I'm never going to prison.
No, I already told my wife. I was like, if anything came up and it's like, you're going to jail, it's like, bullshit, I'm killing myself right now.
Yeah, that'd be the last you ever hear. Like, I'm going to run as far as I can, and then it's,
Yeah, I know I couldn't run because I have diabetes, and I like watching Netflix too much. I just kill myself immediately.
Yeah, not going.
But it's like, yeah, we do. We just take these people, and it's like, yeah, you're going to go sit in a box for like 30 years. Like, just imagine. That's almost my entire life. You're just going to sit in a box.
I need to retract that in case I'm ever, like, up on bail. I don't want to be labeled a flight risk. No, I'm going to go to court.
No, we're gonna follow the system all the way.
God forbid.
No, it is crazy. But this is, how do you get over that stigma?
Well, you just let it go. You don't I just feel like the people that sit around and sign those petitions are just miserable fucking people.
Sure.
That just want to sit there and point their fingers and judge everybody else.
Yeah.
And not own up to their own bullshit in their own lives. So they just fucking point at everybody else and go, you're a bad guy. And like, yeah, eat a dick, dude. Go. You know what? Go if you're that concerned about it, instead of pointing your fingers at him, then go fucking donate all of your time to the fucking Humane Society. Donate all of your money to helping these go do something about it. Don't just sit on your fucking couch behind a keyboard and be, oh, he's a bad guy. Yeah, fuck you. You are too. That's how I feel about it.
It's the best point is that no one who signed that petition is going to watch the Pro Bowl.
No, nobody's going to watch the Pro Bowl anyway.
No, literally, I believe
I'm not going to watch the Pro Bowl.
More people watch the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
Put Michael Vick in charge of the Puppy Bowl. That would be so fucking phenomenal.
It's a silly notion to me. I don't know. I don't get it.
It just seems like it's like one of those, like, why do it? But you're right. I mean, he's out. He did it. It's just the weird thing, like, because that's the thing. I would say I don't give a fuck if he coaches.
Yeah.
But I understand if there's someone who's like, I won't also forgive him.
Right.
You know, like, I don't feel like I'll ever get over that, right? Like, there'll never be a part of me that's like, I just think Michael Vick's a cool dude.
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
it's hard.
I understand that people won't forgive him. That's fine.
Yeah.
I totally get that. There's things that I haven't forgiven people for in my life.
Sure, like way pettier
it's
stuff.
It's the human nature. Like, it is what it is. But like, it's that thing on the internet of like, I feel this way.
Yeah.
So you should feel this way too. And that's just not how. That's like, you're just emotionally fucking wrong.
But even
on that, just because you feel a way doesn't mean everybody
Yes.
else needs to fucking feel that way.
Right.
And that's fine. That's your own personal opinion. Deal with it. Be a
Absolutely
fucking
right.
adult and grow up and deal with your emotions. That's how I feel about it.
The extra nefarious level is, though, not only you should also feel this way, but if you don't, you are equally as bad as the worst criminals.
If you don't agree with me, you're an asshole too. Like, no, that's fucking stupid and you're stupid.
That's across all things in life, right? Like, we're about to go through some big like news cycles and shit where like you're already reading all these terrible comments on social media and it's like, guys, it just doesn't matter. Like, whatever's happening in the news, like, just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't, man.
Don't
like,
care.
Just move the fuck on.
Do not care.
Yeah, don't care. Literally don't care. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a fun... It's the weird... It feels like... Because I was thinking about this. What are every interesting NFL story we've talked about this year? Kaepernick, Michael Vick, in every game being the worst officiated game ever.
Antonio Brown.
How
could we forget?
Yeah. Patriots cheating.
Yeah, every God, those
There's no football stories that have mattered this year.
Yeah.
Everything in the NFL that we talk about is some fucking boner that they make.
Sure.
It feels like. It's unfucking believable that this is still happening.
But it's smart. They keep themselves in the news. You know what I mean?
the no publicity's bad publicity.
Yeah.
It just felt like a pretty easy sidestep. You know what I
mean? They're like the Harvey Weinstein defense. Like, you know, we invented acting poorly. You know what I mean? Like the whole argument.
Yeah, Weinstein rolling in on his walker and just being like, he's about to get sentenced or whatever. He's like, I'm actually just here for the apology from every woman who's made it. You're welcome for me inventing women getting a chance. Thank you. That's why he needs the walker and can't. His knees are going is because his balls are so fucking huge.
His balls are huge,
What a piece of
his
shit.
back hurts from just carrying women through this industry for decades. What a guy! What a guy!
I only did that to lift you through the glass ceiling. It's like him and they're these bad guys. And I guess that's the difference, right? When we're talking about Michael Vick, at least seems to want to do better and make amends. Right. There are guys who commit actual crimes and are just like, apologize to me.
Yeah.
Like Bill Cosby's still giving prison interviews. Like, this is still going to break my way.
Right.
And it's like, I know your vision's going, but it's not.
That's the thing is that, like, he did his time. He's repented. You know, he's done actionable things to repent. He's asked for forgiveness.
True.
And I guarantee you 90% of these people that are fucking mad and sign us the petition are the fucking Christians, the same people that say, oh, the good Lord forgives everybody. You know, like, oh, I'm a good Christian. Like, no, you're not. Because you're just holding on to fucking hate and you're not forgiving somebody who is asking you for forgiveness. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, well, it's
fuck
the same
guys.
people that are like, you know, oh, I can't believe there's homeless everywhere. This is terrible. We got to fix it. It's like, cool. Can we like take one house out of your neighborhood and let like 5 homeless guys move in? No. I don't want to smell that while I'm barbecuing. No.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be out. They want everyone to know that they're with it, right? That they're on the right side of a thing. It's really fucking hard to change. Like,
sure.
Do you really think that if homelessness was just easy to fix, like we wouldn't have fixed it? Like, we lived in Los Angeles. No one wants to be confronted with the terrifying vision that, wow, there are just people that we have left to suffer on the streets. Right? As we're like driving nice cars and eating Burger King and going to bars. Not that we had nice cars. The other two are us, not the nice car. It's like, oh, we're just stepping over like humans that we say, you're not worth it. Right? And no one wants to confront that. If that was easy to remove, it would have been fixed, right?
Yeah.
But no one wants to do that. They just want to say, hey, I also think this sucks.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm not an activist. I'm a lazy fucking pile of shit.
I am the same.
I don't claim to be an activist. And it's hard for me to not, you know, to hate a guy that has donated more of his time and money to something than I've ever done with anything in my life. Like, he's out doing it, so I'm not going to fucking judge him for that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm also the guy that
until I fucking go donate my time and money to something, then I'm not going to judge anybody who fucking does on a level. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. Like,
we took the villain and made him one of us.
Internet comment activism is not it's not real activism.
It doesn't fix anything.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. As much as I hate Michael Vick, I donated once to like the LA County shelters.
Sure.
Because you get a pamphlet with like little dog stickers. Like, that fucking sucks. Well, then it dawned on me one day. I don't know if I told you this. I was in LA and we were like getting snacks or whatever. We were out on like a delivery, you know, on set, and we stopped and got snacks, and we got like some water and a sandwich for a homeless bro. Him and his dog were sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, we go over, we're gassing up the giant van, and I look over and like this van rolls up, you know, and this dude gets out with like one of those dog catching nets, and I was like, what the fuck? Like the stick with the lasso on it. And they're like, hey, we're here to take your dog. And the homeless guy's like, what? No, that's my dog.
The fuck?
And they're like, no, sorry, this is an unhealthy environment for the dog. And so we just sat there like appalled, and we're like, hey, come on, guy, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They came and took the dog.
That's fucked up.
Because it was not cool for him to be a homeless dog, and just made the fucking homeless guy eat exhaust as they drove away and left him there now without a friend.
Yeah, and they take that dog and put it in a shit-filled cage.
Yeah.
Like
exactly
a 2x2.
Right, like 2,000 other dogs, and then they get euthanized. But I literally just watched that scene, and I was like, oh, I can't donate to dog shelters anymore because there aren't human shelter. Like, they literally said, hey, this dog is in bad environment, and left the dude.
That's fucked up on a lot of levels.
It fucking melted my brain. I saw that, and I was just like, oh, this is like one of those, like, a lot of things are broken, and I don't understand.
Enjoy your rest of your day, homeless man. We're taking the dog.
So then he literally was just sitting there, like, crying.
Yeah, that's fucking devastating.
Well, you know, we got, like, a deadline, and then we left, and we all just sat silently for the rest of the day. Like, how do you process all that?
How do you live with yourself? You're like, hey, that guy's life is terrible. Quick, let's make it worse.
Yeah. Well,
like, how do you sleep at night, dude?
I guarantee you it was some Karen who was like, oh, that poor dog. And never thought for a second that poor man.
Jesus Christ!
And that's what this shit.
That's infuriating. Now I'm mad. I'm infuriated.
It's one of those. There are like 5 to 10 memories they say you'll never forget. Yeah. Right. And my life flashes before my eyes before I die. It's just your mind like reshuffling the big ones.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I'm like, that'll be like tucked in amongst like the birth of my children and shit is like one of the things I'll never be able to forget.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And that's what bothers me, right? Is all these people who are signing petitions and tweeting, and this is terrible. And it's like so ramped up now, and it's about to get so much worse based on today's events. And it's just one of those, you just imagine all these people like, you know, in their gym shorts, guts out. They have Netflix on, something they can binge but not watch. Little bottom gut hanging out, covered in like chip dust.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm going to solve all the world's problems. Well, you're not.
And, that's what I look like on a daily basis, too.
That's me.
But I'm also not, fighting fake wars on the internet about
No. I look like that, but then I go to Twitter and I'm like, is Jaws 4 the sneakiest Christmas movie of all time?
What's the dumbest TikTok video I can make today?
Yeah.
Like, that's the extent. But no, like, I guess that's probably like the even more infuriating thing is that those people go and do that. And then they get somebody canceled, and then they feel good about it. They're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I did good. Like, no, you didn't. You just ruined somebody's, like, opportunity and maybe their life.
Yeah.
Because you're a petty fucking child sitting behind a keyboard being a crybaby about shit that doesn't even concern you because it offends you a little bit.
Right.
Guess what, dude? We're in the real world. Some shit's going to be offensive. Fucking move on.
Yeah.
You fucking pussies. I hate them.
I mean, I agree. That's the part that's hardest, too, is I think you kind of hit on the best Michael Vick point is let's try to, like, fix this, right? Like, we're not going to kill people that are canceled.
Yeah.
Like, how do we bring them back, right? Take the bad guy and make, like, Loki and the Avengers, right? Loki tried to kill, like, a bunch of people. Like, he killed thousands of people and destroyed, like, a huge portion of New York. Right. By the next Avengers, he's one of the bros. Yeah. He's helping us out.
Well, it's like, it's like our comment section. People call me fat fuck all the time.
Yeah.
Call you fat fuck all the time.
Yeah.
We don't cry about it. We just, troll back.
The only thing that bothers
I'm not going to start a
me-
petition to be like, I'm going to ban that kid.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, did you just fat shame me? You should not be able to eat. No, my thing is, go ahead and troll me. Just be hilarious.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Funny.
Just do better.
I'm
It's
in.
funny.
Yeah.
It's a weird time, right? Like I was telling you, there's a story I love most this weekend, right? I was watching the UFC fights.
Oh, yeah.
And we get into this kind of thing, right? Where there's this nasty underbelly to the fight this week, right? So it's Colby Covington versus Usman.
Yeah.
And they've been fighting like one's like, I have the real welterweight belt. No, you don't. Well, Colby Covington, as he tells it, was going to get cut from UFC. He was winning fights, but he has kind of a boring style. No one knew him. They're like, you're not a draw, whatever. And this is, people were like outraged. Like, that's not true. UFC is as much WWE. They just made an imaginary bad motherfucker belt.
Right.
Because it was going to be a bigger pay-per-view.
Right.
Like, this is not like a true like climbing the ladder sport.
No.
There's a lot of WWE in here.
Yeah.
So he came out and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go full on. And he admitted, he's like, yeah, like a big part of me being so overly on the Trump train, right?
Right.
He wears the MAGA hat, like build the wall shorts. Like he always is doing that shit.
Right.
Hanging out with the Trump kids and, went to see the president calls him. Because he's like, this'll make me a thing, right? Because just seeing that fucking hat ignites the fucking internet. Yeah. And it's a great way to promote
But it's smart. It ignites both sides because it's either going to do that rallying hell yeah cry or that, oh my God, it's the most divisive like visual that you can have. It is.
And this is the thing too. And not to like get political, but I think the only reason anyone wears a MAGA hat, I don't think it's because I'm actually like really intellectually behind what's happening, and I'd like to have
it's a shock value thing, one way or the other.
I want to have like a fact-based, both of us listening to each other conversation. Everyone wears those hats praying to God that someone wants to fight with them about that.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And for a UFC fighter, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I agree.
Do it. And I don't care what his beliefs are or whatever. He made a choice, right? Yep. Well, he goes into the fight, and he's been talking mad shit. Also, the guy who beat him's, Nigerian. So there's like a lot of like extra kind of sub layers on the, Twitter and Reddits for this.
From Obama's homeland, probably.
I mean, I haven't seen all the birth certificates. But, so this guy goes out and they're fighting. And in the final round, he fucking busts this dude, right? Yeah. Cracks Colby Covington's
Smoked
jaw.
His ass.
When they raised that, the ref stopped it. Colby runs out, does no media, doesn't stay around. He goes straight to the yard to get his fucking jaw wired shut. And you just watch this fucking torrent online of people were acting like Usman actually beat up Trump and saved America. And I was just like, it's the weird thing where all these things take on this greater, you're like, at the end of the day, it was just a welterweight title fight.
Right, yeah.
But people were just, I've never seen it like that where people are like, I'm so glad someone got their fucking jaw wired shut. Right? But they were like, this is a great thing for the universe just because of the extra layers.
Right.
It's the same way. But, and it's funny because this is the fun part, right? The Venn diagram of guy who is sad about Colby Covington but super stoked about Colin Kaepernick. And you're like, this feels like a lot of like we just want to hurt people. Yeah. It's strange, man.
Well, to your point though, like the like the UFC is becoming more and more like the WWE. It was on sports radio the other day. Chael Sonnen was on.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember who they were asking about, one of the guys, but him and Sonnen are friends, I guess. And the question they asked Sonnen was, is he like that in real life? And Chael didn't hold back. He was like, no, listen, like, he's not. He's a heel. Which is a wrestling term, but like he was like, I was like, that's fucking interesting. They're kind of they're embracing it now, and it's just they're gonna start developing more and more of these storylines.
Yeah,
because it spikes numbers.
Well, like, kind of Tito Ortiz started it. Chael was good at it, but when Conor McGregor came out, he broke this thing.
Well, I think he opened their eyes and they're like, wait a minute, we can sell this.
Well, it's funny now because like people have rewritten it. Like he lost to Khabib and Diaz and. He took those are really good fighters.
Sure.
Right? He lost to some bigger guys in a different weight class. He lost to Khabib, who everyone at one hand is like, he's one of the best of all time, but also Conor's a bum for losing to him in the worst stylistic matchup ever. And they're rewriting history that the fact that he fucking put to sleep in like 10 seconds Aldo, who is one of the pound for pound best, and then went up and won another belt at the same time. And then even got a boxing match with Mayweather. And they're just like, oh, the guy's a bum. And it's like now they hate him so much because he's become this heel and he's so brash and flashing money. And he's got some legal issues now, too.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Who knows what's going to come of all this.
Punching old men.
I know. And then he's like, I'm coming back this year, right?
Yeah.
So he has a fight. And then they've like laid out his next 3. And all these other guys are, if they give him a title fight, that's total bullshit. No, it's not.
No, because you'll all watch. You're all going to tune in.
Because that's going, any fight he's in will do more money than if you just had the 2 best fighters go. Because that's how everything in our world now is designed.
It's a business.
To turn us into piranhas.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And that's kind of the Michael Vick thing, Conor McGregor,
the matter,
politics for sure.
The more fired up you are, the more money you'll spend.
Yeah.
On their products, whatever it is, whatever the business is.
I may or may not have paid for that fight this weekend, but I'll guarantee buy Conor's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because he's always good TV.
Right. You'll tune in because you're mad.
Right.
That you're like, this is bullshit. I hope he gets his ass kicked. And you'll watch it hoping he gets his ass kicked. Or you're with him and you're like, fuck yeah, Conor.
Yeah.
You'll tune in and you're like, he's gonna kick it. But either way, you're tuning in.
Yeah.
Like, that's the deal.
Well, then even
they want you to be fired up about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Covington from the ER started hashtagging like fake stoppage, fake ref.
Yeah. Because if they just come out and go, next week Tom fights Jim, like nobody gives a fuck. But if they go Conor McGregor, buzzword, you're in.
Conor McGregor
hate
fights
him,
anyone.
Love him or hate him, you're in. You know what I mean?
This could be like a whole thing, right? Conor McGregor fights that dog from the DMX cover. Michael Vick corners him. You know what? Like, how do we just make this sporting event with like the most hot button issues? Well, Bill Belichick secretly filmed camp. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we need. Just go all in.
Oh, I'm in.
Colby Covington comes in at the end and like chair shot someone. That'd be great. Yeah,
I'm in.
It's hard because we do comedy content and it's getting annoying, right? Like I think YouTube's actually loosening their reins a little bit.
They are a little bit
because they were strangling people.
Yeah,
right.
I think they heard me say "fuck you" a bunch to them.
I don't think it was just us.
I don't think they heard me at all.
I mean, obviously they come to us for most of their big decisions.
Yeah, we get a call.
But yeah, it's
from John
hard
YouTube
because we both get caught in this. You want to be, like you said, it's more interesting and engaging.
Sure.
But when that goes overboard, and that's every single fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have kids in school, and everything's like that. Like, when do you flip their car seat around? But it's like every fucking thing is like a life or death, you're a bad person matter. And he just wears us out. I was like, no wonder all we do is fight, is because we're always fucking revved up here and annoyed.
Yeah, it's addition by subtraction, or like the division, you know what I mean? It's like, And
it's going to be way worse until after this next election, right? No matter who wins or loses, at least we'll have an answer. Because now people are going to be even more revved up.
Well, but I mean that's as old as time. Like it's the same thing with movies. That's why there's a bad guy in movies,
right?
No, because if you just followed something you agreed with, for an hour and a half or 2 hours, it wouldn't be entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining when there's fucking turmoil and there's obstacles and there's challenge. That's why these companies do this, because the more they can divide you and just create that clear line and have people yelling as loud as they can on either side of it, that just boosts their product that much higher. Versus if everybody's just like, I kind of like this. You know what I mean?
The old lukewarm
I kind of like
reception.
this. Doesn't sell shit the way people fucking yelling and
yeah.
screaming about it all the time does.
Well, I can't
It's
even
smart.
use my phone for the next like 2 days because I'm waiting to see Star Wars.
Right.
And I got on just to see if my Jaws is a secret, Santa Claus movie went off. It didn't. Newsflash. But I was just like, I'll see what's up. And everyone's like, J.J. Abrams is done. And I was like, no, he's not. You know how much money he's made off of Star Wars? Like, he'll be fun.
Yeah.
But I was like, the movie's not even out yet, and people are furious.
He's got like $4 billion movies to his name. He's fine.
He's like the young Spielberg. He's going to get past this.
He's okay.
And trust me, he'll be happier to be like, fuck Star Wars
Spielberg
forever.
made Indiana Jones 4, and
yeah.
he's still good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Spielberg just is like, I'm going to make a movie about a horse during a war. Like, there are human beings fighting and killing each
God,
other,
I hate
but
that
we'll
fucking
just
movie.
talk about the horse, right? The most
Horse.
boring part of the movie.
It's like Pearl Harbor. Let's tell the love story.
Yeah, but like,
not the thousands of lives lost.
Pearl Harbor, let's focus on the coral reef growth. Like, it's there, but it's not the thing you should be focusing on. But that's, like, I can't imagine, like, to fucking direct Star Wars or anything. That people are, I was like, if we can't even just be like people, they were arguing about, black guys and gays and women in Star Wars. I was like,
right.
Bro, how do we even know any of them have dicks and vaginas?
Yeah, they're
what
aliens,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, like, there's literally, like, a scene over there, you're like, there's a guy who just looks like Satan. But, like, we're mad about, like, just shut the fuck up. Like, this is where it's gone too far. I like it for fighting, and I guess for politics it's inevitable.
Yeah.
But it's like, can we just not about every fucking thing?
I feel like the same people, though, they're like, the story was kind of weak in Star Wars.
Yeah.
To be honest, I liked Good Will Hunting better. Like, you're just going in with the wrong expectations, man. You're not you're not watching high art.
Yeah.
In terms of like script writing, you're watching. It's fun. It's a fun. You know what I mean? It's a thrill ride.
A chili cheese burrito tastes better than every salad. But what are you trying to get out of your food relationship? Right? This is what I'm saying. Like, I get it. You don't like Star Wars, just like, remember the day when you just were like, this show sucks, you turn it off. Now everyone has to write diatribes about, well, actually Breaking Bad is a closeted Holocaust algorithm. What the fuck? Like, can we just like chill the fuck out on everything?
Right.
That was like, I was in the theater the other day watching the trailer with my kids, right? Went and saw Jumanji 2. And the Star Wars trailer came on, and my kid was sitting on my, lap, and the other kid was like nuzzled up with me, and I was like, I got a little misty-eyed. I'm like, fuck, I get to take my kids to see Star Wars. Like, they're just old enough now.
Yeah.
They can both go. And I'm like, I'm wildly excited for that. And then today I was like, oh, great. There's going to be a bunch of Crusaders all over here.
I hope you take your kids, and Hunter, your oldest, he's like, it kind of sucked, Dad. You're like, God damn it.
Hunter's like, the representation quotas were so off. Well, I know. I read one, like, half a review, and someone's like, there's just an awful lot of action. I was like, oh, God forbid. God forbid in the spaceship movie.
Action movie.
The space sword wizards.
I liked Die Hard except for all the action.
If Die Hard could have had more quiet scenes between
like,
husband and wife.
John Mulaney used to do this bit, and he was talking about he took a girl to go see Ray. And because he was like making
the Ray Charles movie?
Yeah, but he was making, like, the whole joke, he was making fun of, like, people that review movies that don't get out of it what they're intended to get out of it.
Right.
He goes, I took this girl to go see Ray, and at the end she was like, it was okay. I could have done without the whole little brother dying part, though. and he goes, yeah, so could Ray. He goes, it's a fucking true story. Like, what are you talking about? I feel like that's the people reviewing these movies online. Like, I could have done without. Like, what are you talking about?
If we're being honest, literally no one wants their younger
Mulaney's
brother
a
dead.
genius. That bit, like, always stands out to me.
I was reading once, there's this author, Upton Sinclair, he wrote The Jungle, right?
Yeah.
It's like this kind of allegorical book. Well, he went to a college, and he was doing a talk about his book, and he's like, well, yeah, this is what I wrote it about. And they're like, no. And he's like, what? And these students were like, actually, the book's about, he's like, I wrote it.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And they like got so heated. He's just like, fuck, it's your book now. I'm out. And he left.
Yeah. Well,
like, that's the world.
South Park nailed it when they did when the kids write the book, the poop that took a pee. And it's just like it's a whole book about poop coming out of girls' nipples and stuff like this, but like all the adults get on and they're like, oh my God, did you realize the political undertones of this? And they're like, the kids are like, no, it's not. It's just about
it's literally pooping
peeing out of your butt and stuff like that. But that's what people do. Like, well, if you look deeper,
the titty is communist and the poop is the worker. What?
Sometimes you just got to take shit at face value.
Yeah, like sometimes just because like I went and saw Black Christmas last night, right? Because I have the Regal Pass. I get I was like, I just want to go sit in a theater by myself and hear no sound.
Sure.
Just watch a movie. And of course, this movie just hammers. Like everyone online was mad because it's like a rape culture movie, right?
Sure.
So the whole thing's about a sorority that gets attacked by a fraternity, and it was heavy-handed, right? Like it's kind of Juno energy, but every line is about frat guys are just raping everywhere and like how bad it is to have frat. And I was like, all right. Like I listened to it and I was like.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I'm anti-rape. Is that what I'm supposed to get out of it? And I was like, oh, cool. Some people got murdered. And that's it. I just walked away.
Good enough.
Yeah, and I put out on Twitter, I was like, pretty good energy. Like, it's like, shut the fuck up. It's the weird thing, too, because it always puts guys. I read a tweet. Someone replied to the director of Black Christmas and is like, well, you did it. You ruined me. Now I'm going to pray for every chick in every movie to get raped. Because there were two good guys in the movie and you had to have them killed. And I was like, hey, man, you're not one of the good guys in real life. Like, if you're ever pushed to the writing out the sentence, now I root for rape, you're villain. You're a bad guy.
Now I root for
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck?
Get the petitions ready. Yeah. We got to cancel this guy. Get them ready.
Speaking of, we have a hot topic issue. We could throw some red meat in the water and let people fight with us.
Let's try it. What
Go
is
ahead.
it?
Your list.
Oh, yeah. So USA Today came out with a list. I think it was the top 25. It was like the young athletes of this generation that are going to be the most transcendent in their sport.
Right.
Or sports over the next decade.
Right.
So you had names like, obviously, like Luka Doncic, and you had... They had Juan Soto for baseball, which I don't see that. He's a good player.
Good player.
I don't think he's going to be like this transcendent baseball player though that people remember in 100 years like they will Mike Trout. You know what I mean?
Well, in baseball there's like one guy,
right.
Mike Trout.
When I first heard about it, it was on the radio and they were talking about Baker Mayfield not being on the list. He did not make the list.
Yeah.
So I heard two good arguments about that. It was like, well, over the next 10 years, as his trajectory is going, he's with the Browns. The odds are against him. He's not starting off great, and he's on the Browns. So so the next 10 years don't look all that promising for him.
Yeah.
But you could also make the one guy made the argument that look at him now. He's maybe the biggest name in football. Like he's a name. If you say Baker Mayfield, everybody has a take.
He's the heel of
Everybody
the NFL.
has a take. If I say Quentin Nelson, who is a great football player for the Colts, people are like, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
But if you say Baker Mayfield, everybody has something to say.
Right.
So maybe he's already transcendent in that sport. That's what the guy was saying. Because maybe it's in this day and age with like the entertainment factor, like the UFC we're talking about, like maybe there's something to be said about that,
Right. Well, I mean, the article leaves it kind of ambiguous, right? Like they have the Spurs assistant coaches on there.
The lady, I can't think of her name. Yeah. Becky something, yeah.
Becky, right? So they're like, well, she could be this really young first NBA head coach.
They're saying she's going to be the first woman to head coach a team.
And that's a transcendent thing
Absolutely,
to be the first barrier breaker or whatever. I think that this is the weird thing, too. And I think the NBA is very good about this, is they know that, because everyone's like, oh, their ratings are down. What are they going to do? The NBA is smart because they've fully gone in on social media.
Right.
They know, like, we are on TikTok now for Kent Murphy. There's a lot of fucking basketball TikToks.
Yeah.
And it's really pop. NBA Twitter.
Well,
NBA Instagram. This is how people consume. Like, honestly, even me, I channel surf so much now when I watch a football game.
Yeah.
Because there's so much dead time.
Well,
I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah, in the NBA, it's kind of the cycle they go through every year, though, because now there's no more Thursday games in the NFL. So now the NBA has Thursday nights. Soon there won't be any more Sunday games, and then they'll have all the Sundays and all that. And they'll be back to normal. It's fine. It's just the cycle of it, I think.
So that's where I'm with your argument, right? Is for me, we talked about every NFL story that has mattered or drawn my attention this year is about something not on the field, right? It's never about, oh, look at this. Like, other than Lamar, he's like the feel-good story of the year, right? Other than that, it's almost exclusively off the field nonsense.
Right.
I think the fact that Baker is who he is, the Browns are who they are, Freddie Kitchens is just this absolute trash human, right? He's literally
what a guy.
He's a sentient trash bag.
Freddie did not make the list.
Yeah.
Kitchens was not.
If Freddie were younger, he would have to be on the list. I mean, arguably maybe the worst football coach of all time.
Right.
So this is, I think you got to put Baker on, because if you want my theory, Baker's at the age where the chances of him altering his game and become, like, he is what he is physically, not wildly athletic, with the Browns, a bunch of Browns
He's
players.
He's pretty athletic. Baker is. He's pretty athletic.
I mean, he's not like a Josh Allen or like these guys that are.
No, but
this is the league now.
He can get it done, though.
They're switching more to that kind of league, and
sure.
I don't think Baker's going to transition that well. Do I think he'll just be like an average guy his whole career, and that's not what you want if you with his attitude and being the first pick. But this is because that's what I would say. I think Baker will always be leading shows.
Sure.
And so to me,
well, he's the best soundbite in the NFL right now.
Right.
And him and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, because last year we had the Super Bowl, and it was the Rams, and they're hot, and they're young, and they got all this stuff. And the dynasty, Belichick and the Patriots, it was the worst football game I've ever sat through in my life. Yeah. And I still remember Trey, what's his name, Golick on ESPN.
Yeah.
He came out with his fucking OK Boomer rant.
Yeah.
You watched it, so that means it's good. No, that's not true.
Yeah, Golick Jr.
Yeah, I watch pimple popping videos. I don't think it's good to have those growths on your body. Right? Like, shut up, Boomer Golick. It was a garbage, or Trey Wingo, that's it.
Trey Wingo,
The worst fucking game ever played. So that whole competitive, it's a real sport, it's about that, didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Baker would have been better to be in that game. Like, competitively makes the game less good, but wildly entertaining. You know what and that's why I would say transcendent on what level?
Yeah.
Baker is the perfect athlete for this age while being a completely flawed on-field athlete.
But I think you could put Mike Trout on that list. I know they kind of had an age cutoff, but Becky kind of skewed the coach, because she's obviously older. But like,
well, she has a chance to do something
Trout,
historic.
I think, will still be hugely relative in 10 years to baseball.
Right, hugely. But if you want my argument, I would take Trout all the way off the fucking list.
Well,
because I would argue if you ask,
he is the list.
Ask 99 out of the next 100 people you meet, who's Mike Trout? What team does he play for? And what position does he play?
Yeah.
I would bet you get
but that's
maybe one person who knows
That's not a Mike
three.
Trout problem. That's an MLB problem, because they don't know how to market.
But Mike Trout also, I mean, he can be on TikTok. He could be on Instagram. Mike Trout has no marketable asset to him other than he's one of the best baseball players I've ever seen in my life. And so that Mike Trout is the argument for Baker.
Sure.
If Mike Trout plays at this level for how many, 5 seasons even?
Yeah.
He's going to go down as one of the 25 to 50 best baseball players ever.
Of all time.
And no one will fucking care.
Well, yeah, that's
the
thing.
Mike Trout retires, he will have as much buzz as the day he's playing in his prime. No one gives a fuck about Mike Trout.
If you polled 1,000 people, you're right. If you polled 1,000 people.
Name those 3 things.
And you said, do you know who Mike Trout is? Do you know who Baker Mayfield is?
Yeah.
Way more people, I think, would say Baker Mayfield.
Landslide.
And he has done he's accomplished 1/1000th of what Mike Trout has in his and their respective sports. But who I would put on the list, now that I said it out loud, was Gardner Minshew. Did you hear his soundbite after they beat the Raiders the other day? It was like, because I think it was the Raiders' last home game in Oakland.
And again, there was like a clock,
and they were like,
replay.
How was it to play the last game in Oakland? And he goes, I've never seen more middle fingers in my life. He goes, I felt pretty good to let them all down. And I was like, dude, that's the best fucking result. I love that guy. I don't care if he never plays a game again. They should put him on the mic after every game.
Well, we know from Kent Murphy, to rock that mustache, you have to have a certain bravado.
Yeah, you got to have it, and he's got it.
That's what I mean, though, right? Like him, right? Colby Covington, even. These guys that understand that, to me, matter more to sports than the best player.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Kawhi Leonard, to me, in the NBA is worth 0.
Yeah.
If Kawhi retired today, my enjoyment of the NBA would not change at all.
Right, and he's an amazing player, but he's
a fucking outstanding
boring
player. Yeah, it's just at the end we're at this phase now where it's, what are we really watching these sports for? Are we really watching enough of the sport?
It's entertainment.
To care? Yeah, I'm there to be entertained, and if I have any emotional connection that matters a lot more.
Yeah.
It just does. Like, I just don't care that the 49ers are just have like a good system.
Yeah,
I don't
good.
care.
They're
the
good.
last time I thought about the Niners was when Joey Bosa had all this stuff from his past, and they're like, that's not going to go over well in a locker room. And I was like, well, I'll spend a couple days thinking of this. And then he comes in and plays, and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, that's fine.
He's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Sherman's always out there throwing haymakers.
Number one.
I appreciate
Number one.
that.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman's always there to,
My bad about calling the Baker a racist. I lied about that.
That is just
my bad.
That is two black holes colliding. And just
My bad.
Majestic. Yeah, no.
Should have lied about that racism thing.
But that's what I mean. You could be the best at anything. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We're here for, basketball lost maybe one of its greatest teams ever this year.
Yeah.
All right, there's still some good stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But again, like with the Mike Trout thing, I don't think that's a Mike Trout fault. Like, he might be good and he might be personable, but the MLB doesn't give any of their players a chance.
Sure.
To be who they are. They are the worst marketing.
Yeah.
Maybe of any a business of that caliber.
The absolute worst.
I mean, they're so bad at it. And
even the NHL has some good.
But then they
social
have the
media stuff.
audacity to sit back and complain every fucking week that they're lacking diversity and they're lacking youth sign up and all. It's like, because you don't fucking appeal to any of that crowd. You appeal to old white men who are fucking purists, and that's what you go after in your market.
Right.
And then they die after 5 years, and then you revamp that marketing to go after old white men. You know what I mean? And it's like,
are there new old whites by now?
And that's why you're not getting. That's why you're losing youth sign up. That's why you're losing diversity. That's why you're losing all this, and your sport is not growing.
Yeah,
it's because you don't put your fucking product in front of the people who want to see it. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We see it because the fans of ours like baseball that we interact with, and baseball TikTok and baseball Instagram. What is it? It's kids doing goofy shit, bat flips, talking trash. That's what people want to see.
Right.
But all the old whites would just be like,
but it's
they'd
like
be
that,
fucking appalled.
Like I couldn't, when we went to the All-Star game and I did all that stuff with Momentum, and they were great. Momentum was awesome. And Momentum had credentials all over the stadium, and I couldn't get a credential because MLB said that I was too risky.
Yeah.
Because I might cuss. But yet my entire audience, and I'm not tooting my own horn, like, I love you guys, but like, my entire audience is young kids that play baseball. Mm-hmm. And the MLB just shuts that. They don't even want to go after it. And I wasn't even going to charge them. You know what I mean? Like, that could have been free exposure for them.
And also, they never ask us, like, hey, could you guys tone it down for one day? Yeah,
like
100%.
That's what I said. It's like, I'm not going to run on the field and be like, fuck you. Hey, fucking suck my dick, motherfuckers.
Ken Murphy just whips his cheese dog
I'm going to go out there and do some, like, stupid jokes and
yeah,
you know, and, like, whatever. And it is what it is. But, like, that's they're ignorant to their fucking marketing plan.
And that's exactly my argument for Baker over Trout. Because you know who mattered more to their sport than Mike Trout? Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lin had like a 3-month window where he was like a big deal.
The most famous person in sports.
That's more than Mike Trout's ever done for baseball.
Right.
And I think
more
mostly
than baseball has done for Mike Trout.
But Mike Trout could have Instagram and TikTok and shit. He's not helping his own. I think Mike Trout's just not the guy who wants to be there.
Right.
So that's where, as a sport
like MLB, that's fine. I respect that. If he just wants to go do business, cool.
If you just want to go be
He's
the
fucking
baddest
good at
motherfucker on the field, that's fine.
I'm not mad at you.
Right. But that's where the Angels and the MLB should have the system set up where they can help carry him through that.
Correct.
That's where the MLB fucks up.
Correct.
That's the problem. Because that, and that's the, like, Madison Bumgarner.
Yep.
He's mattered more to baseball because he's at least trying to fight people.
Right.
Fucking big fat Brian McCann being a douche is more important to baseball than Mike Trout.
Right.
Like, that's the problem.
I agree, yeah. From the entertainment value or aspect of it, I totally agree.
So to make that list and just not put Baker on it is crazy. Until Baker gets benched, and even then, that'll be a big fucking deal. He's going to matter.
Yeah.
And he's been garbage since he's come in the league. Like, they're apologists. His team sucks.
Yeah.
His stats are not good.
I mean, he got national media all over Cleveland, which outside of LeBron James is almost impossible to do.
Yeah. Odell Beckham Jr. was excited to go to Cleveland simply because of Baker.
Right.
A guy like that who does yachts and ramen noodle hair and like
there's two people that have made people care about the city of Cleveland. It's LeBron James and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And they've even
now,
had a
LeBron
good baseball
obviously
team that
accomplished
no one
way
cares
more,
about.
but
you know,
it is what it is. Hey guys, Thank you for listening to the podcast this week. Make sure you rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you're listening. We appreciate it. At Coach Kent Murphy, all the social medias, and CoachKentMurphy.com for all of your merchandise needs. We love you guys. Thank you. Bye.